Hello everyone, we are Group 9 with our 490C final presentation, the Sleepless Aztecs Program. The Sleepless Aztecs Program was created to improve the sleep health of students at San Diego State University. Our goal is to increase awareness of how adequate sleep improves health, productivity, wellness, and quality of life for the college population. Additionally, our goal is to provide a safe and quiet sleeping environment on campus accessible to all SDSU students. We will have 150 students as our control group and another 150 students as our experimental group. By the end of each academic school year, an increase of at least 0.05% of self-reported GPA scores will be observed among the 150 experimental participants. Students will be more aware of the severity and seriousness to their health because of poor sleep hygiene. Outcomes will be measured by performing a baseline survey to collect information about students such as sleep habits, health, GPA, and academic performance. Data collection by measuring amount of students who use the napnuks by swiping their red IDs in the snooze rooms, seeing what percentage of students use the napnuks, and keeping track of those who used it consecutively. Performing an evaluation survey on participants after using the napnuks for a semester to see if there was an increase in GPA, academic performance, and overall sleep health. An example of our evaluation questions are: how often will the snooze rooms be utilized by the experimental participants? Will there be an increase of at least 0.05% of self-reported GPA scores among the 150 experimental participants? And of the 150 experimental students, how many will report 6 or more daily average hours of sleep after each academic semester? The health belief model is best fitting for this study since students in the experimental group will be exposed to our sleep workshop intervention, which highlights the severity and susceptibility from poor sleep hygiene. Topics such as vulnerability of the student's overall health and lowering of their GPA when students' average sleep dip below the recommended amount per day. As a result, we are expecting the students to create awareness of how adequate sleep can benefit the health, productivity, wellness, and quality of life for the college population, as well as provide a safe and quiet sleeping environment. For our research design, we will be using quasi-experimental time series to track the number of students using the snooze rooms and pre-test post-test design to compare our initial and final data. Pre-intervention survey 01 is given to get our baseline data. Other data collected from the surveys will be acquired during the intervention and semester, and a post-survey will be given for the semester. This will be repeated in the spring semester. Finally, we will compare spring semester data to the initial pre-test data. Survey population is the SDSU student body through non-probability sampling method of convenient sampling. The experimental group will be made up of subjects who attend sleep health workshops, use the snooze rooms, and take pre-surveys and post-surveys. The comparison group will be made up of subjects who do not attend sleep workshops, do not use snooze rooms, take pre- and post-surveys, but do not receive any intervention. For measurements, our independent variables will be the number of daily hours of sleep, the GPA of participants, and the frequency of napnuk usage. It will be measured through surveys, pre- and post-test interventions, napnuk swipe-ins and outs, and the GPA increase or decrease. To get our GPA results, we collected our data through a nominal process by asking the participants to say yes or no on whether or not their GPA increased. For the data analysis portion, we used a chi-square test to see that there is a difference between the two groups. In order to get our daily sleep average results, we collected ratio data and used the dependent t-test to reject the null hypothesis that there is a difference between pre- and post-test hours of sleep between the two groups. More nominal data was collected in order to gain the utilization results by asking participants to state yes or no on whether or not they used the snooze rooms. We also used the chi-square test to reject the null hypothesis that there is a difference in use of snooze rooms of the two groups. And lastly, we predict that with awareness, results should show about 95% of students from the experimental group are more aware of severity and susceptibility for sleep deprivation post-test as compared to 0.08% pre-test. Now let's interpret these results. About 73% of students from the experimental group had an increase in GPA. About 58% of students from the experimental group increased sleep to 7 or more hours post-test as compared to 0.08% pre-test. 88% of students from the experimental group used the snooze room at least once a week post-test and about 95% of students from the experimental group are more aware of severity and susceptibility for sleep deprivation post-test as compared to 0.08% pre-test. In conclusion, according to the data interpreted, there were high percentages of the experimental group of SDSU students that have attained benefits from the sleep awareness workshops and snooze rooms by creating positive sleep awareness and increasing GPA and gaining more daily sleep. With these positive results, we can continue to further research on sleep health and spread awareness on how adequate sleep improves health, productivity, wellness, and quality of life for other college populations. Some evaluation limitations could be results do not represent any other college campus, sample sizes may be too small to compare, and research design is expensive to implement beyond 2 academic semesters and is timely. Subject limitations could be subject response accuracy may suffer through bias, the control group may be influenced by the Hawthorne effect, and lastly, subjects are chosen on basis of convenience. In addition, not listed under our evaluation limitations is the volunteer sample surveys that may not be consistent, jeopardizing reliability of the data collected. However, our tracking of snooze rooms and sleep awareness through survey reflects the face, content, and criterion-related characteristics of a great, valid data in an intervention. Thank you, and that concludes our presentation. Happy graduation, guys!